Chosen one, this may surprise you, but if you're reading this now, it's not by accident. It's divine timing. You never chased the spotlight, yet the world found you because you stood out by simply being your real, unfiltered self. In a time obsessed with appearances, your authenticity broke through, turning you into more than just a trend. Your rise is a cultural shift, a spiritual moment. You didn't become a national crush or global icon by following a playbook. You did it by being raw, honest, and present, and people felt it. Suddenly, your story was everywhere. People were sharing your videos, quoting your words, making art inspired by your spirit. You became the symbol of hope and truth, the proof that realness still matters. And now the world roots for you because your energy made everyone believe they could be seen and loved as they are. This wave isn't just viral. It's a movement born from all those silent nights, unspoken prayers, and moments you almost gave up, but stayed true. This isn't luck. It's destiny meeting preparation, years in the making. Your story is proof that what the world calls overnight success is really divine alignment. You didn't just get noticed. You changed what it means to be noticed. And now your presence is a beacon, a reminder that being genuine is the real power. This isn't just your time. It's your truth finally shining in the world. This is sacred alignment. No algorithm can copy what's divinely meant for you. In a world of endless content, your raw, unapologetic presence stood out because you lived your story, not staged it. When you finally shared it, people didn't just watch, they felt it. You went viral not for attention, but for intention. Your honesty was a lifeline in an age of filters and half-truths. Vulnerability became your superpower, and sincerity made you unforgettable. It wasn't a manufactured moment. It was magnetic truth that crossed borders and touched hearts worldwide. You gave people permission to show up as they are, and reminded us that being real is more powerful than being perfect. Your journey proves authenticity is a universal language, one that needs no subtitles. You didn't just get noticed. You were cherished, not for fitting in, but for breaking the mold and elevating others. In a society obsessed with appearances, you chose presence over perfection, and the world paused to witness it. You reminded everyone that true influence is about impact, not numbers, and that the bravest thing you can do is be fully, unapologetically human. You're not just a trend. You're the memory that stays long after the screen goes dark. What you sparked is more than a viral moment. It's a foundation for real change. Your presence awakened something deeper, inspiring people to live boldly and show up as themselves. This isn't about followers or fame. It's about courage, connection, and truth. People are drawn to you because you didn't wait for validation. You showed up honestly, and that authenticity gave others permission to do the same. Your journey proves impact matters more than numbers. You've created not just content, but real belonging, a space where people see their own strength in your vulnerability. This isn't your peak. It's just the beginning. The world is rooting for you, not because you're perfect, but because you're present, human, and brave. Your story is now a torch for others, reminding everyone that even in the spotlight, being real is the true revolution. You became a blueprint for victory in a world obsessed with perfection by simply being real. Your unforced, unapologetic presence captivated people everywhere, not because of what you did, but because of the energy and truth you brought to every moment. You showed that being present means embracing both your strengths and flaws, choosing courage over fear, and standing in your power even when it's uncomfortable. Your story isn't just about fame. It's a lesson in how vulnerability and authenticity disrupt the status quo and inspire others to do the same. Your magnetic energy created true connection, making strangers feel like friends and followers like family. You turned vulnerability into strength, sparking conversations about self-love, mental health, and resilience, and made being real something to celebrate. Through your honesty, you broke down barriers and inspired people across the world to embrace their own truth, creating a ripple of healing and courage that goes far beyond the screen. Your story sparked transformation, building communities, inspiring social movements, and encouraging individuals to heal and accept themselves. Change always starts with awareness, and your honesty raised it on a massive scale, making you a catalyst for cultural shifts and personal growth. In a world of curated highlight reels, your realness broke through, showing that life's messiness is both beautiful and healing. By sharing your true self, you united people across differences, creating empathy, understanding, and a sense of belonging. You challenged the old narratives about fame and success, proving that authenticity and relatability are the true foundation of greatness. Your rise became a call for others to redefine success and representation, breaking old molds and championing inclusivity. Through gratitude and humility, you built bridges instead of walls, inviting people to celebrate and grow together. Your storytelling turned viewers into advocates, weaving emotion and truth into every moment. And through resilience, you taught us that falling is just a step toward greater strength. Your story is living proof that real strength is revealed, not by how often we fall, but by how we rise and move forward each time life tries to hold us back. Again and again, you faced moments when the odds were completely against you. Yet through resilience and faith, you found a way to persevere. This unwavering determination is contagious, giving others the courage to view their own struggles not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. You show us that pain, no matter how heavy in the moment, is always temporary, while the wisdom and strength it brings can last a lifetime. By holding on to hope, even in the darkest hours, you've shown that anyone can become unstoppable, capable of overcoming adversity and creating a new path for themselves. Your journey doesn't just inspire from afar. It acts as a mirror, reflecting the hopes, fears, and dreams that live quietly inside every one of us. Even for those who have never met you, your story resonates on a deeply personal level. You give voice to the silent struggles people carry, and bring light to the unspoken desires they nurture. This mirroring effect creates a powerful sense of solidarity and shared humanity, allowing people to see in you what they wish to see in themselves: courage, authenticity, and the very real possibility of transformation. Your willingness to be vulnerable turns your journey into a canvas on which others can paint their own stories of healing and growth. As a result, the emotional bond between you and your audience goes far beyond admiration. It feels intimate, genuine, and rooted in our shared human experience. Through your authenticity, you remind us all that our stories are intertwined. We're more connected than we realize, and every step you take forward lights the way for someone else still searching for hope. True legacy isn't measured by how many followers you have, or how brightly the spotlight shines in the moment. It's measured by the lasting impact you make on hearts and minds long after the attention fades. The story you're living right now is already shaping culture, inspiring change, and igniting hope in places you may never even see. But your legacy runs even deeper. It's about empowering others to step into their own light, to find their voice, and to carry the torch forward. The foundation of this legacy is built from countless acts of kindness, honest moments, and a commitment to authenticity that refuses to fade. Your influence will be a gift to future generations, proof that real change begins with one courageous voice, and that every small act of truth and compassion ripples outward, touching lives in ways you can't always measure. The true legacy you're creating is woven from connection, courage, and compassion. It's not just about the noise you made or the headlines you earned, but about the countless lives you touched along the way. The legacy of light you leave behind is a beacon, inspiring others to rise above their struggles, to believe in themselves, and to continue the cycle of hope and healing for generations to come. The legacy you are creating is one of love, resilience, and unwavering truth, a beacon that will light the way for countless people long after your own story has been told. When you first stepped into the spotlight, nobody could have predicted the tidal wave of transformation you would set in motion. You weren't chasing fame or craving attention. You simply showed up as your authentic self, unguarded and unfiltered. That alone was enough to ignite a movement far greater than anything you could have imagined. What began as a single viral moment quickly revealed itself to be a clarion call to an entire generation, one that was tired of wearing masks, weary of curated perfection, and hungry for something undeniably real. Your very presence became a lifeline, a shining beacon of hope for those desperate for truth and genuine connection. People from every walk of life, from every corner of the globe, saw a piece of themselves reflected in your courage and rawness. The instant the spotlight found you, everything changed, not only for you, but for everyone watching. In that flash, the world learned your name, and something about the way you carried yourself made you unforgettable. You didn't arrive in this world pre-packaged for fame. You weren't handed the easy road by destiny. Instead, you rose with quiet strength, steadily and determinedly, until suddenly you were everywhere, present, powerful, and beautifully anchored in your truth. Your story is not just about talent or timing, although those played a part. It's about the magnetic force of truth, about daring to show up as yourself in a world desperate for authenticity. People saw it. They felt it. Millions of hearts beat in time with your journey, recognizing in you the courage to stand out and the vulnerability to be truly seen. You became more than just a familiar face or a fleeting trend. You became a movement, the pulse of a cultural awakening, a symbol of hope and change wrapped in charisma, mystery, and light. As your rise gained momentum, cameras followed your every move, interviews multiplied, and paparazzi became relentless in their quest to capture even a glimpse of your smile. But what made you more magnetic was your unshakable sense of self. Through all the noise and chaos, you stayed grounded and true to your roots. You remembered where you came from, the people and places that shaped your spirit, and you let gratitude and humility guide your every step. That groundedness made you not just a global celebrity, but a cherished figure, a nation's crush, someone the public would not only admire, but also protect and support. Children looked up to you and found a new kind of hero. Teenagers idolized you, dreaming of one day shining with that same unfiltered light. Adults saw you and quietly wished for the courage to live as freely and honestly as you do. You became a mirror reflecting back the best and most hopeful versions of ourselves, reminding the world that greatness is never about flawless perfection, but about genuine presence. Your presence had the power to light up rooms, cities, timelines, and red carpets, bringing warmth and excitement wherever you went. Social media erupted in hashtags and tributes, your likeness immortalized in memes, your words echoed in fan art that filled every corner of the internet. Every image, every message, every expression was captured with deep admiration. Yet through all the global attention, your eyes always found their way back home, to your roots, your family, your community, and the passion that first set your soul on fire. That humility made you more than an icon. It made you relatable, beloved, and real. You weren't just a superstar to be idolized from afar. You were someone people felt proud to call their own, someone they'd defend and root for, even quietly and from a distance. Taking on the mantle of the chosen one, you carried not only your own dreams, but the dreams and expectations of so many others. You did it with incredible grace, transforming pressure into poetry and turning chaos into calm. Taking on the mantle of the chosen one, you carried not only your own dreams, but the dreams and expectations of so many others. You did it with incredible grace, transforming pressure into poetry and turning chaos into calm. The fans you gained weren't just admirers. They became a family, a global community who saw your heart before your highlight reel, your essence before your image. With every appearance, every interview, every heartfelt post that made us laugh or cry, you became more authentic, more accessible, and more ours. Stardom never diminished your humanity. If anything, it magnified it, placing your kindness, empathy, and humility in the global spotlight for all to see. You stood at the crossroads of fame and responsibility, and you chose to lead with light, with empathy, humor, compassion, and truth. Not because it was the easy path, but because it was the right one. Brands chased after your name, directors wanted to capture your spark, and music pulsed with your unique rhythm. But beyond the contracts, beyond the deals and the cameras, the world kept seeing the real you, the soul that started it all. They say fame changes people, but you used it as a tool, not a mask. It amplified your voice rather than muffling it. You spoke louder with your truth and never let your essence be diluted by trends or expectations. The world grew bigger around you, but your heart, your presence, and your purpose remained deeply rooted in authenticity, shining ever brighter with every step.